right, hello everybody. Doing a quick shout out to Drake Takes and Marbanya, the gentleman who Drake Takes is the one who took my screenshots and stuff and made that nice little video, and Marbanya is the one who wrote the music for it. Looks like my camera is deciding to be ornery, so give me just a second here while I fix it. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you. See if we can get a little bit refresh. Talk nice. Pet the camera, make it feel better. See if we can't get it to work. Let's go to my OBS. See if we can't get that to work. Never had a problem with the camera before. And the XSplit is working, so I'm not sure what's going on here. Properties. Let's see. Let's switch it real quick. See if that works. Wait for it, wait for it. Interesting. I wonder what's going on with the all right, well, hey, let me try one other thing here. We will close this down. Open it back up. See if kickstarting it might work. So while we're waiting for this, as you can see, I've got my story entries pulled up. There we go. Yay. All right, so I've got my story entries pulled up. And what we're going to be doing today is we're working on the Dawn of Flame. So our group has here it is. Boom. This is our crew, and they have started out at the Far Portal Station, which is a ring of unknown origin. It appears to be a portal to the Fire Realm, realm of fire that is in the corona of the sun in the Pact World. And there's a space station close to it that studies this portal for known history, at least since the gap 300 years ago. The portal has pretty much remained inert. People have gone into it but never come out. So, and any communications and things have stopped. So scientists study the room, and try to figure out what it is. All of a sudden, these two, as a crew, were bringing scientists there. This ship came out, and a whale followed it, and they. Hey, All right, dealing with a little family stuff. But so the ship came out, a giant fire whale came out, attacking the ship. So our crew jumped into their ship, took off, and defended the ship from the fire whale, boarded the ship, which was dead in the water by the time they got to it, and drove off the whale, killed the whale actually. And then searched the ship, found out there was only one living creature on it. I mean, actually, there were several living creatures, but only one crew member left. And they attacked them immediately. So they finished her off, brought the ship back to Far Portal Station. Then, because they are part of this company called the Midnight Corps, they were given their next task. They sort of did this ship exploration off the grid. They weren't even, they weren't tasked to do so. So Midnight Corps quickly scrambled to get compensated for that, sent them off on their next thing when they went to Akaton on a different planet and did some. They actually stole some cargo from a legit company. They don't know this. They just showed up on Akaton and were told, "Hey, quick, get out there! You need to be there by this time. Grab some cargo, bring it back." So there are lots of hints though, because as they get up here, first of all, the crew they were attacked by a couple people. Didn't search them after they drove them off. They were security guards. Then they get to where they're supposed to go, and as they're approaching it, they see the explosion. And on the map itself, you can see the track where this train type vehicle, cargo vehicle, is moving has been blown up. They don't think anything of it. They get to where the train is right before the explosion, and these hobgoblins are there and space goblins and fight them off again. And then as soon as they take out the people and they're starting to program the things and start to unload stuff, they get a message saying, "Hey, you've been recalled. You need to come back. Here comes your replacements." They also didn't search these bodies either. Had they searched the bodies, they would have found that all of them bore the insignia of the mining corporation, the mining consortium. And so they actually were thieves, um, stealing this cargo. Anyway, so now they jumped in a shuttle. They're headed back. Got back to Midnight, which is the name of the city they were in. Get on their ship, and they find out that the Far Portal Station, uh, the Far Portal itself has fallen into the sun. Its orbit deteriorated, and within a matter of hours, it just dropped into the sun. So now they're being sent back to the sun, to the Far Portal Station, and they don't really know exactly what's going on at this point. Next time we play, which will be in a week from Sunday, they are going to find out who their point of contact is. When they get to the Far Portal Station, she's going to explain that they're going to go into the sun to a city called the Burning Archipelago. Archipelago. I don't have it in front of me, so I'm fumbling with my words. But anyway, it's the Burning City in the sun itself, and they're going to try to find out what's happening. Um, right now, they're being attacked by these ships as they leave Akaton, um, and they're making quick work of those ships. So, what does that have to do with the price of rice in China? Well, what it has to do with it is today we're going to continue that story. So, it's a couple things I want to do. First off, what I call clerical work. Um, so, the first thing I want to do is we lost one of our crew members. So, I want to get her out of this picture. Let's see. Let's go to here. Boink. All right. So, if we look at all of our layers, we go to our patra, which is our, and we remove it. Oh, wrong one. Okay, so Palico, there he is. The Palico, we get rid of him. And we get rid of our Markoi. And then we simply do a little bit of adjusting to our layers. So the halfling is a technomancer. So we click on him, he is unlocked. So we go to our layers page. Our layers up here. Then we just do a little slidey slide. Slide, slide, slippity slide. Now if you hold control, if you hold control, it'll allow you to move. If you don't hold control, it'll lock it. Click, 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 click to the grid that I have there. So we're gonna hold control, slide it so it's just covering up. Boom. Boom. All right. So now we'll take our Vesk, unlock him, hold control again, and zip him over. He's behind him, so that's perfect. It covers up any other showings. I want to make sure that our bottom is pretty close as far as the bottom of the line. Cullen, unlock, slide him over. This is how tall he is. And his little squawks. Slide him over. All right, so now we can go back to the player's view. Boom. So there's our crew. We have this little speck here. There's a couple things we can do. We can add a white spot to it. I think the easiest thing is just to move him over just a smidge till he's gone, till it's gone. So let's go back to our layers, to our Vesk. There we go. And just like that, it is gone. Q. All right, we close. So we lock it and pop it and lock it. There we go. So there's our crew, Midnight Core 7. Now what's going to happen is this is going to change. So the ship they rescued, the Breath of Embers, they're actually going to claim right of their company they work for has claimed right of salvage for the ship. So they are going to actually, it's now going to become their ship, the Breath of Embers. So let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Do we have a picture of the ship itself? There's the map. Here's the map. All right, well, the map is cool and all, but and we'll get back to this later today, so I'm actually just going to minimize it. So what I'm looking for is an actual picture of the ship. So let's ask the Google. And while we're doing that, let's take a quick quote break. All right. And a quote from Atomic Hero Squad. Awesome. Okay, so let's see. Do a little bit of Inception here. Let's go to asking the interwebs for breath of embers, comma, Starfinder images. It's not a bad shot right there. I like it. I like it. More of a butt shot. And that's really all there is. Wow. Okale dokale. So this is the ship itself right here. This one is the ship. But there's no real image in the book. Can't see it. There you go. In the book, there's not really a picture of the outside of the ship, except for that one little teaser shot where it's being chased. So this is the Aurora Yellow Dwarf. That's what's pictured here. Is this the same picture? Let's see. I'm just skimming through it here. So let's take a look at the stats of the Breath of Embers. No, so the Aurora Yellow Dwarf is not the Breath of Embers. Okay, I'm glad I checked. So it looks like this is the only picture in the known multiverse of this ship. Okay, so we will have to make do. Broken Mode Live. Hey, dude, I am well, thank you. We had some family stuff we had to deal with. Take care of an estate down a couple states away. So I was gone for a couple weeks, 9 days to be exact. And but I appreciate you popping in, saying hi. All right, so we're going to grab this image. I own this PDF. Not the PDF, but obviously I had the book, and we also have the Fantasy Grounds version. So let's see. I'm going to snag it from here, and then I'm going to snag it from the Fantasy Grounds version 1 and see which one has higher resolution. So we're going to do a snippet. Snippety snippety. And I'll fix the rest of it later. Right now, I'm just going to grab a bunch of it, make sure I get all of it. A little bit extra. Snip. All right, save it. Save snip as. So this time right now, I'm just going to stick it in downloads because I don't know which one I want for sure. And that way I'll be Breath of Embers, and whichever one I want, I'll move from my download file. I'm just going to minimize this. So now the image I want is, so we'll close this puppy. And I want, what is this? That's the map. Okay. looking at our images. It's from the storyline. Let's see if we can find it. So we're going to look into our story. We're doing a Dawn of Flames. Waken the Fire. And Leviathan Rising is where they see that picture. There it is. All right, so now we're going to do another snippety snip. And we will see which one it has is the better quality. Wait. Let me redo it. There we go. And if there is a significant difference. Boom. All right, so for those of you who've watched it before, I use Pixlr. And you're like, what in the world are you talking about, man? What I'm talking about is online photo editor, pixlr.com. And it is free. There's the X version, which is just the easiest to use, and then the E version. They're both free. I use the E myself. I prefer it. Just the layout and some of the things I want to do, I can't do in X, so I use the E. So we want to open the image. So now let's take a look at we go to our downloads and we'll take a look at our two images. So 34K, 456 by 276. This is 345 by 217. So it looks like this one is going to be significantly better, but let's open them both, shall we? So we click on this, we say open. So here's a little picture, and we're going to do the same thing. File, open image. Boom. Open. Did I open the same one? Let me see. I did. Haha, silly me. File, open image. 2. Open. All right, there we go. All right, so yeah, flipping back and forth between the two. It's not just where I clipped it. This one does look like, the 2 looks like it's better quality overall. Zoom in a little bit. All right, so what we're going to do is, I don't want all this crap here. They are going to be spending a lot of time in the sun. Just gorged myself on all you can eat hibachi yesterday to the point my body was not allowing me to swallow. And funny enough, I'm wanting more sushi today. Never really could get into sushi myself. I'm a big fish lover though. So, as the old joke goes, I like my sushi battered and fried. There are some that are okay, but I'll take Red Lobster over a sushi bar any day. Alrighty, so what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead, first of all, take the easy way, crop it. I'm going to crop it a little bit. So why am I doing this at all, you ask? Because I want to update the group photo. They're going to be getting a new ship. So with that new ship comes a new photo. Here we go, we crop it. Apply, boom. So now we've got a lot of our stuff out. Chicken tempura, sounds familiar. I honestly don't know. I couldn't tell you. I want to say yes, but I don't know for sure if I've had it. And for those of you watching later, I am conversing with Broken Mold Live, and you too can converse with me if you show up on Thursdays, no, today's Wednesday at 10:30 is when I do this. Starfinder, I do D&D on Wednesdays. So if you want to learn a little bit more about Fantasy Grounds Unity, how to game master those. So I think I'm just going to go ahead and just chop it off. Boom, boom. Doesn't look too shabby right there. What I will do is bring this down, bring the brush down a little bit to about 20. And then I'm just going to copy a little tiny bit of this. So we hold Shift to make a new copy point. Click, click. There we go. So we made it a little bit longer. Boom. And we're going to do the same thing. Shift, click, click. So we've got, actually Control Z. So we've got a little bit more of a line. Zoom back out. All right, so we've got this weirdness here. So we go click, shift, and click. All right, so there's our shippity ship. I'm going to turn it a little bit when we get to the actual portion of making incorporating it into the crew photo. Perhaps I might turn it. We'll see. All right, so there we go. We've got this. Now we go File, Save. So I want it as a JPEG, download, and I'm going to take it over to my Fantasy Grounds. So I have Fantasy Grounds. Right now I'm in Portraits. I don't want to be in Portraits, so I'm going to go to Fantasy Grounds. I'm just going to go ahead and stick it in my images. Breath of Embers, it doesn't need to be 2 because I only have 1. So we have a map. It's also called Breath of Embers. So I'm going to go ahead and make this just Breath Embers so that I don't confuse the two. I'm going to save it again. File, save, into my Pictures Starfinder folder. Boom. So this is just my Starfinder folder. Again, we'll get rid of the 2, just Breath of Embers. Boom. All right, so we're done with this for now. And we will minimize, bring up our group photo again. All right, so Broken Mold says it's chicken, rice, and a savory sauce that I can't quite explain the taste of it, but it is good. One of the main ingredients is soy sauce. If that gives you an idea, it is so good. But the presentation is in rolled up seaweed like sushi, so that's why you find it at hibachi. Aha, okay. Chicken tempura, interesting. Rice, chicken, um, the seaweed, and a sauce. So seaweed is sort of like saying lettuce in the sense that I've tried probably 4 different types of seaweed, and they're all very different tastes. Um, just like romaine lettuce, iceberg lettuce, that was my point. Um, you have different types of lettuce, although they serve the same function. So I'm not against seaweed in general. So I may have to give chicken tempura a shot. My wife and I go to a place where they have sushi in addition to other stuff. And so I might have to give that a shot. So I have my Midnight Crew down here. So what we're doing is we're going to just add another layer to this picture. So then when the ship changes, all I have to do is turn off this layer and turn on the one we just did. So let's find, so we added the image to the directory on the computer, but it's not quite ready to be accessed yet. What you have to do is go to your assets, and then down here, click this button, refresh folder assets. Boink, it'll prompt in your chat, folder assets refreshed, and now it's there. So now I type in bref, boom, it searches, and there it is. Double click it to open it, or you already have an image open. You can just take it and go bloop. All right, so now we're going to bring this down, and we're going to go up. Let's see, shift again. Control gives you freedom. So I'm going to put this here. Bring it down. All right, so I'm actually going to, here's my Breath of Embers. I'm going to hit, there is a reset. There we go. So I'm going to keep the aspect ratio, aspect lock, and just adjust it this way. That way I maintain my integrity of the ship size. Now I might adjust it later, but for now I'm going to do it this way. So let's go with, so this is the width. I want about double the width. So let's go to 7, which is exactly double. Pull this down. So now this is what, okay, I want, here it is, this guy. All right, so now you can see this ship is gone. So let's take the Starlance and unlock this, bring it down. Just trying to frame it a little bit better. There we go. All right, so we've got our ship ready to go. And what we do is we hide the Breath of Embers, click, and then we make our Sheeran on. So let's turn off the Sheeran again. Eel sauce is the name of the savory sauce in chicken tempura. All right, interesting. So if we turn off him and turn him back on, we get this weird little thing from the Starlance. So to fix that, we'll just move him over. See, the problem is he's a JPEG. These other ones aren't. Well, that's not really a problem, but that's why it's doing this. And if you're wondering what the thing is, it's the Starlance is this, and I have the Starlance here as my white background. So actually what I can do here, I should have thought of this before. Just go here, go to tint. Actually cancel, let's see. Starlance. Don't know a way of whitening. Can I? Yeah, if I change the opacity of it, I can't change the whiteness of it. Yeah, that changes the whole thing. All right. So anyway, I could flip it. Yeah, let me just flip it. There we go. That should solve the problem right there. Put you back where you were. Get back there. There you go. And then we'll just take our breath of embers. All right, so there's our crew, folks. And we're going to change, they will change the name to the Midnight Core 7. All right, so let's go ahead and go back to this, make sure we put back our original ship. There we go. So now we have, leave my desk for an hour or so. All right, well, Broken Mold, appreciate you stopping by, saying hi. Um, if you're into Starfinder, I know you're mostly into D&D, but as always, feel free to check this out on the U's and the Tubes. It'll be there tomorrow. And for those of you interested, on Wednesday nights, I have usually do a couple of different games, one from 6:30 to 9:30 D&D, and then one from 10 to midnight. Tonight, I'm not doing the 6:30 to 9:30. Once a month, we shift gears and do a different campaign, and some of the players don't want to be on video for that or don't want it broadcast, so I don't stream that one per my players' wishes. But 10 o'clock, a lot of fun. My son and my brother and I play D&D, doing Dragon Device Fire Peak, and I was actually messing with that campaign on this program yesterday, so check it out on the Seven Zone. So that's that little detail. The other detail is the message of the day. You gotta get in the habit of checking my message of the day every week, make sure it's caught up. That also lets me link it with my calendar. So I use my calendar quite a bit. Message of the day shows, lets them see what's going on. So my calendar has everything that's happened since they started the campaign. The Midnight Corps forms the crew of the Midnight Seven. Boom. On the 17th, 318 years after the gap. And then they traveled from the far portal from Absalom Station with the scientists, etc., etc. So all my calendars update. Then when things start to get dicey, I start I put the time in. fix this. And the players have access to this as well. So this is the player version, and there's also a GM section. I run a campaign, the one I'm using tonight actually. They were captured, brought underground, and unknowns to them, they traveled for like 3 days, drugged. So then when they woke up, it wasn't even the same day that they were captured. They also have no sense of time because they were drugged, magically slept, excuse me, or and drugged until they were woken up, forced to work for a little while, and then put back into their drugged stupor. So they don't really, and being underground, there's no sense of time. There's no sun. There's no even change of temperature for the daytime to signify day and night. So they really don't know how many days it's been. Now they've escaped from that prison and are running around. But again, they're still underground. There's no sense of time. They don't know how long each thing is. And so I'm using this and just filling up the GM section of encounters and what's going on and how long each thing takes. And so I know what day it is and I know what's going on, but they don't. Anyway, love the calendar. That's If you get nothing else from all this, that's what you want. Calendar is awesome. Um, so this explains a little bit about what happened on that day, etc. So I say all that to say, message of the day reminds them what's going on. So they came to talk to him. All right, so this is the message of the day last time. So now we need to switch back to what happened during the last episode. And during the last episode, um, so I'm just trying to. I like also putting in links to pictures in there. That's what all those little puzzle symbols are. Is images, so you can see things they fought or the map. I'm a little sad because these maps, this was just an image of Mars, and then everything else was added to it for the fight. Um, I also have a picture of Midnight itself, the city that they were in. Or I guess it will be a little. It's a little. That's inside. Uh, what is this? I know I'm going down a rabbit hole real quick, but I'm just looking to see what these are. Okay, boom, boom. It should be Akaton-Midnight. Anyway, there's another picture of Mars. And then I created this cave just using shading and stuff from Fantasy Grounds Unity. Added the tracks, added the little hive. So changed the colors for all those. So anyway, a lot of work, lots of fun. Turned out really well, I thought. And I try every chance I can to make them look at it. You spend an hour messing with something or 2 hours, whatever it was, and they look at it for a minute and then close it. Never look at it again. Anyway, so a lot of stuff happened this week. So they start here. The party finished a fight with the three space goblin and a hobgoblin. that were at the cargo train as they who was the one typing it? As Twitch, I believe it was. Open door. All right, give me just a second, folks. Let me check some stats of, let's see, Loki. What is his, does he have computers? He does. Actually, the better way to do this is go right here to the party sheet. Slept and eaten since I played, folks. I had to be retrained. All right, here we go. So if you pull up your party sheet up here in this little symbol, where you got your combat tracker and calendar, little 3 heads is your party sheet. You can go right to skills as the game master. This isn't there for D&D, should be, but it's not. But you can then look, so I can see computers, dock, Twitch. They have the computers. They're all about the computers. Boy, intimidate, nice. All right, so we're gonna say as Twitch. So it was Twitch. All right, so what does Loki do? Loki can do computers as well. Okay. Physical science, gotcha. He's got some sleight of hand. That's what that is. Okay. Alrighty, so as Loki and Twitch started programming the robots to load the cargo, a message came in from Teeknuk telling them a replacement crew would be at their location soon, and that the Midnight Corps Seven crew were to return to midnight. So I'll leave the map of the Akaton Trail there. For them to look at if they so choose. I will add the map of midnight. Why? Because it's awesome. We just, as I was saying. So why isn't that map showing up? I mean, it's exactly what it is. It says all. Try uncategorized. No. Let me try Dawn of Flame Fire Starters. No. Let me try. That's just odd. I'm not sure why. It's not showing up because it exists. It's right here. So let's go back to my link. Akaton Midnight. It's right here. Maybe I renamed it here. Ah, it's Mars 1. That's why. Okay. Anywho, boom. That's why. So there's the link to Midnight. As they returned to Midnight, they see a report, a news report showing video of Far Portal, and it's actually the Far Portal. Falling into the sun. Corona, sun, Corona. Sun, Corona. And Teak Knock explains they're being sent back to Far Portal Station as the crew flies away from Akaton. 2 ships claiming to be from Akaton. Demanded they pay a tariff of 1,000 credits refusing to do so. Space battle ensued. I never used a keyboard before, sorry. Space battle ensued. Mantha, howdy, howdy, howdy. Welcome, welcome. Mantha is one of my, well, I say one of my only moderator. So you guys better be nice to her. Also one of my players. Normally you would see her tonight, but we don't stream the one tonight. You'll see her next week. So come back next Wednesday at 6:30 Pacific time. You can see Mantha in action. One of my really good role players. Lots of fun to be with. Also, lover of puns. That's right. She says, I don't know where the band hammer is, but when I find it, I'll be the law of the land. Absolutely. Let's throw a little quote out for Mantha. All right. So we're looking for a picture of the ships that attack them. And all this whole Akaton trip back and forth, they've been attacked by a living asteroid, looked like a Pac-Man creature. Uh, Everything that happened on Akaton, the whole bit where they were hired to steal this cargo, and this fight they're having now. That's none of this is in the story. The reason I added it is because the reason how I got them together was that they were all part of Midnight Corps. So being members of Midnight Corps, it just made more sense that they do these type of things. I also wanted to throw a couple extra Starship Combats in there. Starship Combat in Starfinder is very clunky, but once you get a whole get how it works in your mind, it can go really fast and go pretty smooth, and it's a lot of fun. The problem is most people don't take the time because each adventure story and things that are written by Paizo and stuff only have like one or two in a whole campaign, Starship Combats. So I'm boosting that up, making it more common, making it so that they'll get used to it, they'll get into the flow, and they won't hate Starship Combat like a lot of Starfinder players do. Um, so, anywho, here's our ship. Let's see. Nope. Image. There we go. There's our little shippy ship. See? Bzzz. There he goes. I'm going to add him here. Boof. And then we, as per usual, we will add the map. So it's a pretty cool map. Boom. There it is. What we're saying is Akaton in the background as these ships, the ships collide in a battle to the death. Not really. These guys are getting ready to run away very soon. They're very outclassed. But like I said, the whole point is just to get my players used to Starship Combat and how it works, so they don't dread it as much. All right, so here's our message of the day. We got this. And then the last thing I like to do for my message of the days is to put the date and time. And you do that. I've got 400 windows open. So now what I'm doing is I'm making sure that my calendar entries matches. I can just copy and paste from my recap. 3 space compounds, all right, so that happened at 21:55. They were supposed to be there by 2200. Oh, this is wrong. This is 22:55. Someone. Oh, I see. They take off in a speeder. Okay, so it was 21:55. So I'm going to say boom, 2300 as they approach. It's now 23:10. It's only been 10 minutes. The Midnight 7 crew. Dispatch the goblinoids. And start to, alright, so I've got this here, boom. Boof, boof, boof. Control C. Period, space, boom. Looking to start programming robots. To load the cargo. Comma. A message came in from Tiknok telling them a replacement crew will be at their location soon. And the Midnight Core 7 crew were to return to midnight. We don't need to repeat it. And that, just say they were to return to midnight. Right, so the other group shows up in about 5 minutes. So this is now 23:20 as they return to midnight. So now we move the calendar, so it's 11, that's 2300. So now we move it up to the next day by holding control and just using your mouse wheel. It's now after midnight, so it takes them to, it's an hour out, so it takes them an hour back. So we're going to say it takes them 50 minutes, so at 10 minutes after midnight. So we're going to close this day, open up this day, 0010, stretch it out a little bit. Tiknok explains they're being sent back to Far Portal Station. I think that put that in the day before, so let's check it real quick. Yes. Okay. So then they leave. I'm going to say it takes, what do you think, 30 minutes to get back in? Well, they did a little bit of shopping and stuff. Let's say an hour. So at 1 o'clock, 0100. Leave Akaton, and they were about an hour out, so at 0200. Boom. They fight. Simple as that, my friends. That is how it's done. So, getting back to what I was saying, it is now 0200. We, again, using the control arrows, bring this back. 2 a.m. We go to our, oh, I messed up. Message of the day, putting the date and time in there. So in D&D, I'm not as particular about the time. I usually go by like 15-minute increments, sometimes half an hour increments. With Starfinder, I can go to the minute. So there are times when it's very particular. So what you do as DM, you look in your chat down here. You can just click this date, time. Tells you exactly what time it is. So I'm actually just gonna make it like it's been about 5 minutes. I'm gonna roll a 12-sider since they started talking to these guys. 8. So it's been 8 minutes. So it's 12:02:08. Boop, and then you can just click, drag it over to here, and go poof, click, drag it. There you go. So the way the message works is when they log in, this pops up right in the middle of the screen for a player. So the player has to go up here and go click to close it. I would hope they would take the moment to read it. They could even, like I said, they can open these up and look at it. The pictures. There are pictures, but not everyone does, and it's rather annoying. One of my messages of the day says at the bottom, if you read this, PM me and I'll give you some experience points, 50 experience points. So hopefully my players will start reading it. And the reason I know they don't read it, by the way, is that I have it up there and we'll start the session and I'll say, so you guys remember what happened last week? And they're like, I have no idea. I don't remember at all. Okay, it was in your message of the day. So just saying, man. Just saying. Okay, so this brings us to our story. So what we want to do is we want to find the storyline of where they are. Um, so meeting Therese, so it jumps from meeting Therese to 1A, and then it has all these different, this is all about the Breath of Embers, which they've already done. So we need to go back to, okay, so this is, so the next part. So we're actually going to part 2, Rebellion Dawn. So it gives you the little outline first. Now we're going into the sun. Um, all right, so then they have a fake inspector show up, and um, they end up fighting this guy. So I'm looking here to see, boom. So they have this, first of all, boo on you. That's just lazy. Whoever wrote the AP didn't make tokens for them. Second of all, I'm looking to see, so in the actual book, it says to use a map of a ship, or, yeah, here it is, use the map of whatever ships the PCs are flying, surrounded by a flat stretch of launch pad, okay. So they just copied it exactly from the book and didn't provide anything. Okay. No worries. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that map of the Breath of Embers and tweak it. After we, first of all, we can get rid of this one finally. Let's take a look at our tokens, shall we? So Nikost, a Sheeran, and a 4-foot long dragonfly shaped robot. Okay. So he is a Sheeran. Sheeran or bug people. Let's take a look at my images for Sheeran. I like, maybe if I spelled it right, it would help. All right, I have lots of Sheeran. Excellent. Excellent. Let's see. Couple dudes, or a lass and a dude. There's him. There's him. That's him. These are all ships. All right, so what I want to do then is I want to find a better look, a better picture. So let's see what happens if we just go with Sheeran Mechanic, throw it out there, reel it back in, and see what comes up. Here we go, that's perfect. Okay. This one's not bad with a little drone. Okay then, that's interesting. Wow, that's painful. I regret clicking that. Not the first time I've said that when it comes to the internet. As simple as this might be, I sort of like this one. Kudos to you. Does it say who did it? Conger. I like it. I like it a lot. So we're going to save it right into our, right now we're in Starfinder. I'm actually going to save one of it here. So we're going to go with Sheeran Mechanic. And then we're going to do it again. This time I'm putting it in my Fantasy Grounds images. I'm actually just going to go to campaigns. I don't want it in my overall images. I'm just going to put it in this particular campaign. This one is Shven Zone. Images. And this is a Sheeran Mechanic. Save. And I would normally make a POG, a token, but actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a token for the drone. That's very easy to do. What I do is you go here to roll advantage. It's rolladvantage.com, all together one word. And then there's two choices, one of them which is at home, then just click on token stamp. There's also dice roller and other stuff, but token stamp is where it's at. Drop image here to start, choose the image. We go to our pictures, Starfinder. All right, now you can see up here what the token is going to look like. So first of all, we pick the outside of the token. I'm going to make this one a little bit of a doobly-doo here. I'm going to change it from brown to a little more exciting grayish blue. And then we take the image and we go whoop. It helps if you make the noise. And then turn. And then make it bigger. Bigger. Oops. There we go. Make it bigger. I want more. Okay. And we pull it down. Like a glove. And then we download. Again, this one I'm going to keep. I like having, I need more tokens for my fantasy grounds. So we're going to slap this into tokens. See, we got a lot of tokens. This one is a drone. Alright, and I could do the same thing with his face, but I don't need to. Go ahead and close this, minimize this. Alright, so again, you go to your assets, refresh. We go back to our story for a couple reasons. One is that's return. Okay, is this the one I wanted? No, the one I really want. Tell you what I want. What I really want. It's this one. Boop. Meeting tasks. Okay, and then we're going to go here to 2 down here. Boop. All right. We go to that event 2, the inspection. Open it. Open it. And we add the image. So we go here to our assets. Give me just a moment. All right, so go to our images, just type in Sheeran, and there he is. Sheeran Mechanic. Actually, we're going to double click him. Create an image record. I'm going to leave it as Sheeran Mechanic. There it is. There he is. In all his glory. All right. And then what I should have done and what I may still do is go to Pixlr and crop him up a lot. Get rid of all the extra white space. But for now, we'll leave it the way it is. So we've added his picture in. Now we go here to his stuff. And we go here to tokens. And we type in drone. Here's our drone, or here's his drone. Unlock it. Just click and drag it over. Boop. And then we go to, let's see what kind of shearing we have. Nothing. Okay, no tokens. Let's see, bug. Oh, he's called a firebug, so that's why it's there. All right, so I am going to look there. So let's go up here to here. We're in tokens. We're going to go to. I have some sci-fi species. There we go. I'm just looking for something that's bug-ish, bug adjacent, if you will. Go back up to here and see that's volume 4. Just looking around, looking around. Strange supernaturals. I don't think we'll have what I'm looking for. Oh, and that's all I have. Okay, so let's go to the commencement. I'm pretty sure there is a. Really? The trap is the only. That doesn't make sense. Dawn of Flame. Interesting. Okay. So I have monsters, monster token. Signal of Screams. There's a doctor in this one who is a Sheeran. All right, so it looks like I am on my own because these are terrible for what I'm looking for. All right, I think we're going to actually go back to the, let's see. Let's go back to Sci-Fi Volume 4. And that weird looking bug critter with the tail. By the way, I do want to say, I know I'm taking an inordinate amount of time with this, but boom, it's close enough. And I made a mistake. So let's take him, throw him up here, and then he goes on here. I put him in the wrong ones. All right. I know you're probably shouting at home, Dude, you put it in the wrong one. Sorry. It's not the first time I heard that. And that is quotable, but I'm not going to quote that. A little too far over the line. All right, so there we go. We've got our encounter. We've got our things. Now we're going to pull up our image for the breadth of image embers. All right, so now what we do is we open up this, boom. So it's sitting in a nice, pretty black background. And what we're going to do instead is we're going to go and to our assets again, and we want, so we have, there's a new Starship thing that they came out with, sci-fi, spaceship, and interior. Brushes, decorations, floors. Here we go. You're gonna have to wait. My dog's getting anxious. Here we go. All right, all right, all right, all right. I like this. I like it a lot. We can pick one of these floors as the landing pad for where they landed. So we're going to take this, we're going to make it a circular landing pad that they're on. Go to Add Layers. We're going to go to slap this, move this over so we can do the slapping. We've got to move it over so we can do the slapping. All right, boom. Okay. 2 by 3. Why does it look so weird compared to this? Token size. Let's paint, let's do a paint layer instead. Plus painting, what is this? Oh, that's garbage. Okay, painting. I understand, but Doggo, you're gonna have to wait just a minute. Boof. All right, now it looks good. 2 by 3. Instead, we're gonna make it, oh, let's say we are looking at 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, say 15. So we want 15 high. I'm going to keep the aspect lock and go 15 high. Wow, we need it even bigger than that. We want to do 2 of these. No, let's make it 20. There we go. So we'll have 2 of these. That's where he's landed. Alright, well, it's going to have to be insane if we want to make one of them. So let's just see how insane it's going to look. We zoom out. So keep in, let's see. Actually, I can't do this. I just realized this is not going to be there. All right, so my decision. All right, so I'm gonna have to get back to this later. My time is almost up, and my dog's going nuts. I just realized because this is all one layer, it's not multi-layer. I won't be able. I thought I could just put that landing pad underneath it, but I can't because this is all one layer. Whoever built this image didn't have it as layers, so we're gonna delete this. So I'll get back to it. I might just have it happen in the ship and just put like a little bit of a landing pad here, right outside where they're going to go in. And that's where they will be, because this is where they dock. This is the airlock right here, and how you get into the ship is right here. All right, I'll think about that and figure out how to do that later. Point being, we are done for the day. Thank you so much for hanging out. Broken Mold, Mantha, I appreciate you very much. If I can just get some people to watch on a consistent basis, I don't need a lot. I just need 3 on average. And then once I hit affiliate, I'll start raking in all the big bucks. So I appreciate you very much bumping up that thing. If you have ideas, comments, things you want to learn, if you have questions, leave them in the comments, please. I'll be glad to answer any questions you have and also address it on the stream. Like, subscribe, do all that stuff if you want to see how this is going to play out Sunday night, 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. I mean Pacific Time. It's all there below on my Twitch. My schedule is all there down below. And whatever else you do. Hey, Zinu, jumping in at the last minute. Appreciate you, man. Check out Zinu as well. ZINLU. But whatever else you're doing, enjoy the rest of your day. And I will see you guys later today because I'm going to be doing another stream. If not, 10 o'clock tonight.